Today we're going to learn how to film puppets to start your very own YouTube channel for your puppet character. These same techniques could also be used to pitch your own television show. Now, doing puppetry for a live show and doing puppetry for film is very different. In a live show, you have a whole audience to make a connection. So if you have your puppet, it doesn't have to look at anyone specific. As long as it's looking out into the audience, you get a good focus and good connection with your audience. But in film, it's so much more intimate. You have to have your puppet looking straight into the camera. If it's off just a little bit, it's not going to have that same connection, and it's extremely noticeable. Once you know some of these techniques, you'll be able to spot it really quick in any puppet video. And here's the big secret. The only way you can possibly get perfect focus with your puppet is to be using a monitor. And you want to use an external monitor so you can put it wherever you need so that you can do your best performance comfortably. Now, before we get into the performance aspect of giving your puppet focus, let's start on some of our technical needs. Now, to get a professional field monitor for your camera can be extremely expensive, like thousands and thousands of dollars. But there's some very cheap alternatives. Using any small LCD TV will work as a monitor. Here's a 19-inch television that I got on Amazon for under $100. This exact screen is the one that we use on a bunch of our commercials and our other short films. And before I even got this one, I'd borrow the one from my basement and just put it back when I was done, because it's really easy just to plug in and out of the camera. And I bet a lot of you actually have a small television lying around the house. Okay, so I just set up this monitor. Now I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to use it for performing. Now keep in mind that I'm just doing this in my shop real quick as a demonstration. In the future, I'll do other videos on how to come up with some quick little DIY backgrounds that you can use. For now, just focus on the techniques rather than what's in the background in this case, because it's just going to be my shop. So let me put this over here so that I can see, and I'll crank up the camera. Now, when you have a camera on a tripod for doing puppetry, you want to have it up as high as you can, if you can. Sometimes if you're filming in the real world, like in a living room, and you need to show the couch and the counter table, you might have to do that, especially if you're just filming at home, down at the ground level, and then you'll have to duck down, lay down in order to get into the shot. But anytime you can control your environment, you want to raise everything up so you have the most mobility while you're performing, okay? And that's what I do for almost everything that I can control. Now, it is necessary to use a monitor when performing for film, and it makes it much easier for your performance. That being said, I don't mean to say that monitor performing is easy. It just makes it possible to do that job. One thing you'll notice the second you start performing is that what you're seeing is reverse of what you're doing. That means when you go left, the puppet on the screen goes right, because it's what the audience sees at home. So it takes a while to practice and flip it in your head, okay? But once you get used to it, it's much easier. Now, with the visuals being reversed, that is the industry standard for this style of puppetry, and it is good practice to learn. Now, I can tell this camera's a little out of frame. Let me see if I can open it up. Can you see that? Still out of the frame, but looking at the camera's just gonna be sitting there anyway. So right now, I'll turn on this monitor. So this is what I'm gonna be looking at, and I'll face it this way so that I can actually see, but I'll start recording with this camera so I can switch back and forth between the two feeds. So right now, just looking at it, the camera is at a pretty decent height for me. The top of my head is showing, okay? But all I have to do is just turn my head this way, and it's pretty much out of the shot. And now I can reach up very high, okay? Ideally, I'd have the camera a little bit higher for me. I'm pretty tall. But you want to make sure your whole body is out of the shot, okay? Things you want to avoid are the rest of your arm being in the shot, and especially your head being in the shot, okay? So get down nice and low so that you have a good range that you can do with your puppet. So I can come up close to the camera, look around, get focus. There it is. Focus the camera, that is. And really look around the room, okay? So now with a puppet, it adds another dimension to it. Now I'll show you the importance of using a monitor. Right now, I'm going to turn this monitor off, and I'm just going to guess at what the camera is seeing. If I'm lucky, it might be okay, but my guess is it's not going to look very well. We'll have to see when I play it back. So I have my character Arlo here. I'm going to have him walk into the frame, look around, try to have him look at the camera, and just say a couple things. It's probably going to look pretty lousy because I'm just filming and not watching what I'm filming on the screen. I'll even turn this that way so you can see. Okay, Wow, look at this place. It's a mess. Huh. Somebody should clean this workshop up a bit. Okay. So my guess is that that was pretty bad, you know. Even if you have the best performance in the world, it's not going to look right without using a monitor and being able to properly see what you're doing. Now this time the monitor is on and I will be watching my performance and it should be a little bit better. Wow, look at this place. This workshop is awesome. It's a little messy, but that means it's active. So now when I go back and look at the playback, it'll hopefully be pretty obvious which performance is better. Okay, so I just reviewed that footage and I can see right off the bat my puppet is way too high in the frame. You can see a lot of my forearm there. And then moving forward, at the end, I'm trying to look at the camera. But you can tell that Arlo is not looking at the camera. He's looking off to the side, and that was not on purpose. But you can see it's just hard to control. When you're an actor, you can stare straight into the camera and you know you're looking at it. But since you don't look through the puppet's eyes, there's no way for you to know for sure that you're looking into the camera unless you use the monitor. Now here's a couple ways to connect it. Now the connection you're going to use is going to depend on the camera that you're using as well. This is a little camera that I started off with. This is a Sony Handycam. It's got a flip out screen that turns around. That being said, you don't want to use this as your monitor because when you're doing the puppetry, you're so far down below that you can't quite see it. The screen's just too small. Even if you tilt the screen down, if you have that capability, it's still, you're not going to be able to get good focus with it. So that's why you want to have an external monitor that's down to your level. Okay, but with this older camera that I have, it actually uses these composite cords. Okay, you'll probably recognize these old, I remember these mostly from my VCR when I was little. These cords here, you only need to put in the yellow one because that's the video cord, and you'll just put that in to the corresponding yellow one on the side there. Let's see if you can see that. Yep, right there. It goes in. I'll turn on my television. Okay, make sure the camera's on too, is it? Yep. Camera's on, and you'll see a picture in just a minute. You just want to make sure it's on the right input as well. Right now it says it's on HDMI, which the HDMI in this case right now is not plugged in. So if I switch it over to video, it should work. We should get a picture. Let's see, up, and there it is. So now wherever this camera is pointed at, now you can see the camera right there that I'm filming on. Inception, huh? Okay. So now whenever the camera's pointed at, whether it's a puppet or whether it's me, you can see on the screen exactly what you're going to be doing, okay? Now you definitely want to have it on a tripod, which I'll show you that a little bit later. Now let's check out an HDMI connection. Now for your HDMI connection, you're going to want to make sure you have the right HDMI cord. Different cameras have different sizes. This is the Canon M5, and this actually uses the HDMI micro. So it's a very small HDMI version. Most cameras I've used in the past though use the HDMI mini. So there's a small difference. Just make sure that you get the correct cord. So you put one end into your camera and the other end should be a standard HDMI cord, okay? Then what you're gonna wanna do is make sure you put your HDMI cable inside, okay? And now since I'm using a different input, I have to change the source. So I'm going to switch over to HDMI, and I got to turn on my camera in this case, and we should get a picture. Now the only little thing with the HDMI that's different is, first of all, you'll get a nicer picture, a much more clear picture because this is HD now. But the other main difference that you want to make sure that you have is you have to turn the volume down on your TV here all the way down. With the component cords, you don't have to do that if you only put in the video because the audio doesn't go through that. But with the HDMI, the video and audio goes through, and you'll get reverb and feedback if you leave the sound on your television. So make sure you turn it down all the way so that you have a good connection. Now, if I ever have the option, this is always the monitor that I use. It's nice and big, especially if you have multiple puppeteers. They can usually see it as well, which is very helpful. But I can understand that in certain circumstances, this might be a little bit limiting or might not even fit. For that, I have another little solution. I was able to find this very small 6-inch monitor on Amazon as well. Now, it didn't come with this arm. I can link that in the description, but it can also be very handy. Unfortunately, this monitor does have a plug as well, but you can also power it with a battery. Now the batteries are kind of expensive, but I can show you some tips for that too. But the thing that's really nice about this is that if you get the same arm, it can connect right onto your onto your tripod, so it's kind of all one piece, your camera with your monitor. So if I attach this like this, I can put this on right there, and I can put it down real low, I can put it up real high, I can really angle it however I want, and all I have to do is tighten this, and it'll stay right in that formation so I can see it. This is definitely something you'd want to use with a single puppeteer more so, but it's gotten me out of a lot of pinches. So like I just said, this small monitor does take a plug, but there are some really good battery options for you to use in the field. Now this is one of the best batteries that I found that you can use. It is kind of expensive, I'll link it down below, but you don't want the monitor to fail while you're out in the field. And unfortunately monitors, because it's a light screen, it does take up a lot of power, so you do want a beefy battery, okay? And what I've done in the past is just use some gaff tape and tape it to the back of here and hook it up with the cord. But another option that I like a lot, especially for people who already have tools, are to use your tool batteries. So I don't know if you've noticed, but all the power tools that I use are Milwaukee brand. And Milwaukee has this really nice battery converter to turn it into any battery they have into a charger. This is the battery pack for their M18 series, but they also have one for their M12 series that I also have as well. The other thing that's really nice about this is, so that other battery pack cost like about $100 or more. This little thing only cost like $30, but I already had a whole bunch of batteries for it. So not only that, I have this battery, but I can use any battery from my tool. I can bring like 5 batteries if I want and just connect them as I need them. So I'll plug this one into the battery. I'll turn this one on, and then I'll plug in the HDMI. This is the HDMI mini, not the micro. Because this is the camera that I use for a lot of our commercials. This is the 5D Mark III. It's kind of an expensive camera, but it's really, really great and gives your pictures a real cinematic look. And there it is. Okay, so that's on there. And you can see that is filming whatever puppetry we'd be doing, and whoever's in front of the camera would have a really good view of the monitor. And like I said, this entire thing now is all one unit without being plugged in anywhere because of the battery pack. Extremely handy. If you're just making your own puppet videos for your own channel, or for friends or family, and it's really just for you, you can film it however you want. In today's day and age with great cameras on your phone, there's no reason that everyone watching this video shouldn't be making their own puppet content. And if one of your shows ever gets picked up, make sure to send me 1%, or at least a shout out would be nice. So if you are gonna film on your phone or iPad, I recommend that you get a really nice little tripod holder for your phone or iPad. Here's a really nice one for your iPad. You wanna make sure you have a good connection to it, and both of these can thread straight into any tripod. There's a lot of cheap ones on the market. I did a lot of research and bought a whole bunch of different versions. You wanna make sure you use a really, really nice one, because phones and iPads are pretty expensive, and these ones have a really good hold. I'll put a link in the description. And they also will attach to any standard tripod, which is really handy. And this one connects just like this. It twists onto your phone, and then you can thread that into the tripod, and just like that, you have a monitor based on there that you can also perform straight to. And the best thing about doing it on your phone is it's so easy to upload directly to Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. I can't wait to see what you guys do. Make sure to tag me in your videos so I can check them out, and I can't wait to see them. So in the description, I'm gonna link to all the materials that I use. A warning though, some of the stuff I do use is kind of expensive, but at the end of the day, the equipment you use doesn't really matter. It's just what you do with it. Some of the best things I've seen are just filmed on phones. Some movies in the theaters are even just filmed on phones now, which is pretty amazing. So there's no reason why any of you are not producing this content. I can't wait to see it, and again, make sure to tag me, and I'll see you guys next time.
While you're sitting around with nothing to do, meet my friend who's furry and blue. It's Arlo. Arlo! He has his very own show. It's Arlo. So grab your supplies, let's make a surprise with Arlo. Arlo! He has his very own show. It's Arlo.